So with Godzilla X Kong 3 now having rumors going around here, I think it's time we did another Monsterverse video. Or at least, try not to overkill the Monsterverse, quite obviously, right? So with everything that's been, going on here with, Godzilla and Kong possibly going to fight a extremely powerful kaiju and a new Monsterverse game apparently coming out as well here, I decided, why don't we put them against kaiju combat? The entire Monsterverse, right? However, we're just not going to use any other monster. Now, I know everyone knows I do use Naga. I've used Nemesis at least once here, and I do have a video planned for Tornak in the future. However, today I want to use Nemesis. Again, yeah, I guess you could say that, since we did a Nemesis versus Godzilla video years ago, and that will be in the remake phase after the whole Godzilla, versus Power Rangers crossover with IDW, so we're going to have to add that as well. So yeah, remake in the future. So without further ado, with that being said here, and it's pretty simple, it'll be in a gauntlet-like fashion. Nemesis will be at rest and everyone will be at full power, stuff like that. So with that being said here, where does Nemesis scale when it comes to the colossal kaiju combat verse, right? Now again, we are using the lower ends for Nemesis here. But first things first, her abilities. Nemesis actually has a high level of regeneration, to the point where she can regenerate her heart being ripped out and her being cut all the way open, like in a human body, mind you, and regenerate all that. Then rapidly evolve herself to get to her kaiju form. Yeah, it's crazy, ain't it? Nemesis also has the ability to use her explosive blood in combat, kind of like a xenomorph. She's able to blast it at you, and if you cut her, then her blood just explodes, like if it comes into contact with anything. So yeah, she has highly explosive blood as well. So with that being said here, she scales to the other kaiju: Tornak, Macrosaurus, Thalok, Naga, etc. Characters that can easily blow up stars. And this is pretty consistent within the Colossal Kaiju Combat Verse, as all the monsters are known to scale to each other, and actually went on to have a whole all-out war with each other, which resulted in in the destruction of numerous stars. But then we have multiple monsters, as you guys can see here, like Bizak, Kornax, and even Dagama, being able to destroy, create, destroy, and sit in stars pretty easily. Now, as for speed of the verse here, we have easily faster than light, pretty simple. Characters like Heart Eater and Kagiza can cross galaxies within minutes or traverse the universe to go around fighting other kaiju, even fighting other kaiju while they're in space. So, with that being said here, Nemesis would be star level, again, at these lower ends pretty easily. Star level, or again, solar system level. This would also grant her massively faster than light as well, because she is able to react, combat, and even blitz these monsters as all the monsters scale to each other. So without further ado, let's move on to the Monsterverse. Now, the speed scaling for the Monsterverse is pretty simple. Their reaction and combat speed is in the relativistic to the light speed ranges pretty easily here. Now, this is actually pretty important because Kong is able to react to Godzilla's atomic breath, so you could very well argue that they do have faster than light capabilities, but then again, they can see Godzilla charging his atomic breath and adjust themselves, so it is what it is here. We'll give them it just for, I guess you could say, compatibility for right now. As for their attack potency, they reach from large planetary, to dwarf star level. You have characters like Ghidorah, Shimo, Kamazats, all having world-ending or world-conquering powers and stuff like that. Ghidorah has been known to apparently be able to destroy planets as well in the Monsterverse here. You have Shimo, who caused the Ice Age, and then you have Kamazats, who is actually somewhat comparable to Muto Prime in a way, but then again, And that's apparently an iffy conversation. I guess we'll talk about that at some point, right? So, with that being said here, you could also scale them off the hollow earth, especially the gravitational inversion within it, which is very similar to that of a black hole. And again, I understand a lot of people do like to use the whole, radiation spikes, the pulsars and stuff that are comparable to supermassive black holes, which gives them their dwarf star level scaling, as again, they're all biologically adapted to go through the hollow earth. Even kaiju with no feet can do this quite casually. So again, it's more of a biological component than anything. So I think that should wrap it up here, but I think the list is pretty simple. We'll go Skar King, Muto Prime, Mechagodzilla, then we'll have Kong, Godzilla Evolved, Shimo, then King Ghidorah. So, yeah, let's just start off with Muto Prime immediately. Now, Muto Prime, you can actually say, has around continental to maybe planetary attack potency. And again, that is a very big, maybe. She's able to cause multiple earthquakes with her punch here. And believe it or not, she's actually one of the slower people on this list, or some of the slower kaiju on this list here. This actually is important because this means that not only will her attacks, be slower, but that means she won't be able to react to anything Nemesis really has coming her way. I mean, it's kind of sad in all honesty, because Nemesis here would just blitz, around Muto Prime here. Definitely dodge her Sonic Scream, if not just flat out tank it and just grab her by her, like reach her hand into her mouth and then just disembowel her. Again, Nemesis here is a very brutal fighter. And she's a brutal kaiju, period. She's a sadistic one as well. You even have monsters like Heart Eater, which are well known for heart ripping. Ripping the hearts out of kaiju and any person that like gets in his way and just eats it, even though he's supposed to be like a good guy in a way. So yeah, Nemesis clears this one with no existing difficulty. Next one up is Skar King, which, believe it or not, obviously the greatest fraud in the Monsterverse, which is unfortunate because Skar King had so much potential to be like this mastermind of the Monsterverse here, someone who set everything up here. They could have had so much lore and so much build up, but yet he gets done in far worse than Muto Prime, actually. Now, you might say why he's here on the list here, and it's because he does show some relativity to a much healthier Kong and was actually able to blitz him. So he just has slightly, like, teeny tiny better showings than Muto Prime, who fights against a 2014 Godzilla here. That's weaker than the one Kong's able to at least somewhat harm in New Empire, right? And again, this is not even going to the fact that Skar King can't even cut her. Matter of fact, if anyone cuts her or causes like some damage, and this would probably be the biggest problem with Mechagodzilla here, and that is the self-immolation. So, with that being said here, Mechagodzilla has a plethora of weapons. His rocket thrusters will give him an edge. He has this proton scream, drill tail, missiles, all that good stuff, right? However, the unfortunate part is he does not scale to Godzilla at all. He does not scale to Godzilla at full strength is what I'm trying to say here. Godzilla at full strength, this fight would have played out extremely differently. To the point where I would definitely say that he would likely low diff, if not mid diff Mechagodzilla at best. Because again, being at full strength, fully rested, not wasting your time with another ape. And, everything would have been done here. However, the sheer fact that there are mechs in Colossal Kaiju Combat, even cyborgs, that Nemesis has fought based off the, you can say based off the games and stuff there. And they do exist in her story, or at least in the novelizations. And with her being able to combat their saws, their electricity, their powers, and weaponry, respectively here, it really should be like a no-brainer. And by the way, this is like one of my more favorite ones. I definitely might make a video for him, so I guess I'll add him to the list beside Tornak. So with that being said here, yeah, Nemesis would be able to deal with any mechs the Monsterverse would be able to make pretty easily. And the possibility that her blood could get into Mechagodzilla's system and shut him down is a very big deal here. So with that being said, moves on with low difficulty, I suppose here. Now, let's get into the real challenges. Kong with the Beast Glove. Now again, Kong with the Beast Glove had a lot, and I mean a lot of storyboard stuff here. Like him being able to actually block the atomic breath and the nuclear pulse, which is interesting. I don't think he should have been able to block the nuclear pulse here. I think that the atomic breath would have been fair, but the nuclear pulse would have been honestly a no. But with that being said here, his arm is made out of the same material as Mechagodzilla, but upgraded to the 10th degree here. So we have a Mechagodzilla arm with the Hollow Earth energy being utilized by Kong here. Someone who is again able to stagger Godzilla with his attacks here. And believe it or not, this actually does help out a lot here. You have the sheer fact that the Beast Glove can tank a lot of damage here. And believe it or not, we're not giving Kong the axe here. But if we did, let's say that we did, right? Because, you know, I was going to keep it standard with current materials and stuff like that. Albeit, I do think he got his axe back at the end. I probably have to watch that movie again. Actually, no, he actually did have his axe back, so I guess he can use it. So let's just go with both, right? If he does that, then I could definitely see Kong at least being a mid difficulty with his, you know, Beast Glove. I definitely think he's more agile, maybe. Again, Nemesis being able to fight FTL monsters on a consistent basis does not help at all. The sheer fact that Nemesis would likely just let the axe hit her just so that Kong just sprays her blood everywhere. And then she'll regenerate from it because she's regenerated from being literally sliced open. So with that being said here, yeah, even the Hollow Earth energy that Mechagodzilla was packing and that being infused into the Beast Glove and being hit with Godzilla, hit with Kong's force behind it, it's not going to help but just probably piss Nemesis off. Then she'll just probably speed blitz Kong after that. Now, next one up, we have Godzilla. Now, Godzilla was able to defeat a amped Skila, a amped Tiamat, and this is actually pretty great because he's actually doing something at his base power. Albeit he was amped when he fought Tiamat, but it's very possible his base self could have gotten it done. But again, I guess you could say it's more of an amp-like feat, but whatever. Now, his evolved state, which is post that same amp here, is actually strong enough to at least contend with heavy hitters like Shimo, who is comparable to the likes of Ghidorah. Shimo herself also has a lot of world-ending statements, so you can easily get that to planetary. But then Godzilla's energy is also comparable to the Hollow Earth, yada yada yada, supermassive black holes and stuff because of the pulsars and gamma bursts and stuff like that. Yeah, how do they do against each other? Now again, I've made IDW Godzilla versus Nemesis. And believe it or not, that was close. This, however, is not. Nemesis would basically be the predator, and Godzilla would be the human. You know, there's going to be a spine ripped involved, if you get what I mean here. Nemesis is going to toy with him, probably just dog him out, and then, you know, Godzilla definitely could put up a fight here. I definitely think maybe mid difficulty at best since we're keeping it to the low ends. But more often than not, I see Nemesis kind of just ragdolling him at the end of it. Now, next up, we do have Shimo, and this is where things actually get difficult. Yes, Shimo's above evolved Godzilla. Deal with it. So Shimo's advantage in this fight here is that her ice breath actually works on an atomic level. I think she can freeze atoms, if I remember correctly. So with that being said here, with Shimo's ice breath being able to work on the atomic level, this could actually pose a problem for Nemesis. But then again, Nemesis was able to regenerate her entire heart when it was taken out of her. So that might mean she does have some molecular level regeneration because she regenerated every property of her heart. So it just don't, it do look good, but then again, it just depending on how you want to take that regeneration. And then she's also fought a much more versatile monster in Tornak. Now you might say, wait. You said Godzilla evolved, beats the Ice Titan, but the Ice Titan was more versatile than Shimo. Yes, but here's the thing, right? Tornak has a higher attack potency than the Ice Titan. Okay? And the Ice Titan did not compare to Shimo when it came to the freezing capabilities. However, Tornak does, able to make ice armor, ice weapons. Shimo cannot do that. At least not to what we know. The best she can do is climate change and freeze somebody on the atomic level till they shatter like glass. Now, with that experience here, and with, Shimo not really having the best speed showings or speed scalings in general, yeah, Nemesis should be able to get past it and just overpower her from there. And then we have King Ghidorah. Yes, I do count Ghidorah above Shimo because, again, it took Godzilla and Shimo to seal, Ghidorah back in the ice. So, again, take it as you will. Don't care. So, with that being said here, Ghidorah presents the biggest challenge in a way here. He's got flight. He's got his gravity beams. He's got his regeneration, which is just as good as Nemesis here. And in all honesty, this is actually, I think in an equal stat scenario, this would actually be pretty interesting. Because I think Ghidorah would have won it, but it would be a very interesting battle because Nemesis can regenerate and is also very intelligent. Ghidorah can regenerate and is also very intelligent himself. So, with that being said here, if these two were to go at it head on here, it'd be a back and forth with no actual winner. And in all honesty, the best way I could see Nemesis dealing with Ghidorah is likely just tearing him limb from limb at that point. I think that's the best way I could really see her dealing with Ghidorah here. If not, tearing a head off and then somehow negating the regeneration by using her blood. It's very possible she could probably pour her blood into where the open head's cut was and just blow Ghidorah up from the inside out, maybe? I mean, it sounds disgusting, but again, her blood is a weapon, just like a whole xenomorph. And, I do think Ghidorah does give her the hardest time. He's got the energy manipulation. He's got the flight. However, again, he's just not fast enough to get most of these attacks off in time before Nemesis really gets close and starts beating the mess out of him. So, yeah, I think that pretty much just wraps it up here. Does Nemesis clear this entire gauntlet? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty simple. She becomes the queen of monsters and then orders the Titans to destroy humanity. So, yeah, the humans are screwed. Yeah, Earth is screwed after that. But hey, that's going to be all for today, you guys. Please comment down below. Like and subscribe and share with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.